Hi, my name is Charles Cole III, education advocate for students of color in Oakland, California, and this is my education story.
Can I get an A for who I'm dealing with? Who I came with is who I'm still chilling with. The sound that we started, they stealing it. But that just let us know they still feeling it. Yeah, I'm still feeling it. I'm still feeling myself. I'm still feeling myself. Yeah, I'm still feeling it.
We've been being failed in education in this country. If you black and you ain't got no money, you've been being failed for a long time. 18% of black folks in California are proficient in math. And I think it's like less than 30 for language arts. Those are abysmal numbers. I think I had a good childhood in a sense. I was born in Chicago and I had young parents and my parents struggled with drugs. So I would move a lot. Both of my parents was kind of in and out of jail. My dad his sister lived out here in the Bay Area. My mother was actually in jail at the time, lived with family. My dad had gotten into a little bit of trouble again. And then we ended up living in a bunch of different shelters. I was an angry kid, man. I had a lot to be angry about. And so I would act out in class. And I had this one teacher, man, Mr. Brown. He said, I know what you're going through. I know what your parents are going through. That don't have to be you. You get to make your own life. He said, I'm gonna be on you every day. And I ended up with the highest grade in that math class. That was the first time that had ever happened in my life. It was contagious. It felt good.
I remember that my mom used to emphasize so much, and her thing was, you need to go to college. She invited us on a college tour after she took me and Charles, and for me it was a waste of time, but this dude was at every station at all the schools getting information, so I think that's when it kind of registered to me like that this dude really taking school serious.
At this point, my parents were clean, but I had just made up my mind that my life would be nothing like this. I joined clubs, I played ball. I was gonna go to school. I don't know how, but I was gonna make it happen. I remember in orientation, they had all the black kids sit down together, and they said, look to the left and look to the right. Out of the three of y'all, two of y'all not gonna finish. And that hit me real hard, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't one of those two. This barbershop means so much to me. A lot of my education comes from this place still, and it has since I was a kid. Frank, the person who owns this, is one of the first black men I saw own something in my life. I mean, that gave me hope in a whole different way, because these are places that made me. Even when my schools failed me, I talked about one teacher. I didn't talk about the other 20-some teachers that I had during that time, but those other places picked up that slack. After my mom got out of rehab and my father started to get clean, I know there were some strains in our relationship during that time, but they also had my younger brother and sister that I think that they were really just focused on being the best parents they could be. And then the next thing I knew, they were telling me that they were about to graduate from college. I didn't even know that they had gone back. I think that was something that they wanted to do for them, and they probably saw how I worked. I've dedicated my life to working with young black kids that grew up in Oakland the way that I grew up, to make sure that they had opportunity.
Can I get an A for who I'm dealing with? Who I came with is who I'm still chilling with. The sound that we started, they stealing it. But that just let us know they still feeling it.